Okay, welcome to this, shall we say, apple painting video. I did it from this photo. I took that photo with my phone, I think, and I painted it on this canvas. As you can see, I painted it quite rough, but it's been a quite difficult process. I kind of paint it thick, and I do not go that deep into detail. It's more nuance and texture and paint. But on the distance, I think it looks pretty nice, and yeah. I deviated a little bit from the format and stuff, but that is typical because I'm not a photorealist and I only use my eyes, no tracing or anything when I paint. Now, if you want to support my channel, you can do that by going to PATRON, and there's a link to my Buy Me a Coffee also on my YouTube channel. It's my studio, by the way. Yeah, if you want to support me. If not, just give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and yeah, hope to see you in the next video. So, new day, new project, doing the same thing as with the flowers or the sunflowers. Just these are apples I picked, actually over there. Now, I picked them on a tree outside, and I'm gonna paint them on this canvas. As I also did last time, I grounded the surface with Van Dyke. As you can see, it's a different color, but I think it's good for the painting process because it's the same color as the original, if I can say it like that. Okay, see you in the next segment where I start. So, here we are. Time to rumble in the jungle. Also, it's about getting it right. So what I'm going to do is just start with do it kind of roughly. I just need to place, you know, you can do like this and it kind of goes there. When I do photos, I always think like I'm gonna paint it. You don't want any, no, okay, maybe it's here. You don't want any surprises, as I say. So I'm almost in the middle. It comes here, and maybe down here somewhere. So, and that was too close. You see, so it's probably a little bit smaller, like this. Also, I have to measure the distance between this. Also, I can do like this and put a line here in a way, and I can drag this. That's the good thing about having these beside. But as I said in the last video, you have to do like this sometimes, because if you do this, you tend to actually paint it like this, and then you basically have to stand like here to get the right perspective on the canvas. So be careful with that. I've seen that happen a couple of times, and it's kind of weird. If I actually stood here and I could actually make an illusion like this. I could have the canvas here and make that illusion. So when people looked right on, they, what? It's like in there, but you know, and then they had to kind of move to see it. That's kind of tricks you can do in painting. Just like when people say, oh, it's so amazing, you have gotten the eyes of the person. It's like he's following me around when I look at him and blah blah or her. And I say, yeah, that is why she looked in the camera or looked at me when I was painting her or him. So I kind of painted the eyes as they look when they're actually looking at you. So that is just a natural thing. So, okay. Yeah, there's this. It almost look like a pear actually, not an apple. These are kind of apples that are. These are real apples. They aren't real apples. They are apples that are manipulated by humans. It tastes really good actually. It's in the garden outside, and I just stole them to paint them for my next exhibition. I really enjoy painting apples and fruit and still lifes. It's very giving. It's very good for training your eyes and everything. It's one of the things that I really recommend. If a person tells me they want me to teach them how to paint, and I said, well, you should do some still. Oh, that is so boring. You know what? Then you just have to find somebody else to teach you how to paint, because if you don't want to do that work, it's hopeless. Okay, you really have to learn the basics, and the best way is to study objects. It's been a tool for artists through all history, and yeah, see now, still this is going to be further down, I see, or this would be wrong, so I have to kind of remove. You quickly just see the mistakes, and then you don't have to drag them around. So I just take this down again and do like this, about like this, I think, and about here. And there's a leaf coming up here. It's very dark on this side, so it's very bright on that side. Yeah. So there's a leaf up here. This one also, I also painted this one too big probably. Oh, it's actually doesn't look that big. Let me see. So yeah, it's not that. You know, it tricks me all the time. That's the thing. It kind of tricks me. 1, 2, 1, 2, and a little. Yeah, it didn't actually trick me. It was a little bit too high up here. You have to be very aware of things like that. Actually, perspection things can actually trick you. So if you become a little bit aware of that, it's easier to see the mistakes, and you can correct them better from the start, so you don't have to waste a lot of money. Money, yeah, there's also money actually. You know, if you do a lot of mistakes, it will take you longer to paint it, so it would actually cost you time, and as they say, time is money. So yeah, time is of the essence. The essence. Yeah, actually that's underneath, yeah, approximately there. This one, stringy one here, again like this. Oh, it looks so easy when you do it, people tell me. Yeah, it's because I have some, you know, I've done it for a few years, so I kind of know what to avoid or what to do. You know, just going like this, and approximate. This. Just have to check my telephone so I don't forget about my girlfriend is coming by, so sorry for that. Just my girlfriend is coming by, and she will probably pling soon. And I have to open the door for her. Maybe she could do an interview today while I paint, so you can actually talk a little bit about sketching and stuff. You know, my videos, there's no, you can say there's, no, you say the same thing over and over. Yeah, I do. Of course, it's what should I say? It's like every painting is a new painting, you know. You use the same technique, sometimes same, how many still lifes have I made? You know, every single piece of poetry is a new addition to something better, you know. You shouldn't actually feel bad about, I can't invent a lot of interesting things to talk about every time. I just try to pronounce it in different ways. ASMR, making this as ASMR videos. I talk very slowly and I paint. I got a very nice message from a girl that is learning from me, and she told me that my videos have been a lifesaver for her in her darkest hours. And that is so nice to hear. I wish I got more comment. Maybe I wish I got, if you actually learned something from me, because you don't have to pay me, you know, you just give a thumbs up and leave a comment that you get inspired by my videos, so that you learn something, or ask me easy questions. I will definitely answer more simple questions on YouTube, because every comment and stuff also can drive me deeper into the algorithm. Likes does the same. I do not get that much traction on my videos. I remember my old channel, the one that was hacked in 2020, had millions of views and millions of comments, and every time I put out a video, it just made it some way into the algorithm, you know. But after I've been trying now for a year, then I built up, just started pounding out tried to get monetized, and I finally got monetized again. and I went to that prison, which you find that prison story video on my YouTube channel. And right before I came out, they actually demonetized my channel. And I've been basically, and then I thought I had to have 10 million short views to get it monetized, and I almost gave up because, you know, I hadn't put out any shorts and I couldn't get any traction and stuff. But then I realized that I only needed 4,000 watch hours, so it wasn't that bad. And now I'm monetized in the first stage, that you can actually become a member on my channel and stuff like that. So if you want to support me, so please leave comments, share it on social media, in groups and stuff. If you could do that for me, that would be great. And if you, of course, want to buy me a coffee or something like that, that would be amazing, you know. And I drink a lot of coffee, so don't hesitate. And I will guide you to videos, to ask if you want to learn to be taught how to paint that more directly. You can go to my Patreon and sign up for a tier there. You have also for live streams, you know. I'm gonna add more tiers there, so you can have like 4 live streams a month for like maybe $20 or something. No, 15 actually, 15. Every live stream would be like $15, and that is not much. So you can have one a month, and I will talk to you, also help you if you have only, you add in only $15. And I will answer questions both on YouTube and Patreon. You can add me on Facebook, stuff like that. If you like me to teach you more directly through live streams and stuff. And I really enjoy talking to people. I'm a very social person. And I like to teach people. So don't hesitate, you know. It would be great. And of course, if I get, now I don't have that many patrons, so if I get thousands, of course, if it grows, and I may have to cut down on live streams and stuff and make them more expensive, because it will take a lot of time and stuff, and there's so much you can do. But for now anyway, I have time to teach you more directly without it actually. I can also talk to people, I can paint with them, I can stand here, I can have the stream going, I can talk directly to people while I actually paint. And it's like having a live painting course with people. So yeah, it wouldn't be dumb, you know. So if you like that, you just go to Patreon and sign up for one of the tiers there, and I will do my utmost to inspire you. But you also have to remember, you have to do the work yourself. I can't do miracles, and if you don't do as I say, it's like if I should teach you, I can even teach you how to lose weight. I mean, there's a guy I was in prison with actually still tells me that I basically change his body and life by teaching him how to exercise and eat right. And I was in a prison. So I could also be a basically life coach, because I have a lot of knowledge about physiology, the brain, And that is the reason why I have so much information, is simply because I have hypomania, ADHD, I have a little bit bipolar issues, I probably also have some borderline issues, rejection issues from my childhood because I was a little bit bullied or pushed out. So I have all these issues, so I needed to basically learn to know my own brain, to do the right thing, to eat right, to not drink. I destroyed my hips with overtraining because of my hypomania and my low self-esteem. I could never become good enough. And so I had to basically learn facts to be able to take interventions. And as I say, it's even difficult when you know the right thing, and most people don't even know what to do because they don't have the knowledge, and many actually have this thing against knowledge because they hate being told what to do. And it's like with the other things in life, if you don't like to be told what to do, and you want to be an artist and feel great about yourself without actually doing the work, and you consider yourself better than you are and have narcissistic traits, I'm absolutely not the person to learn from, because I will tell you the truth, okay? And I don't care if people are amateurs and they can't paint, but if you're a pompous ass, I will tell you to get your feet on the ground and start from scratch. If you can't handle that, I can't be your teacher, okay? Because I can be very direct, almost said brutal, but I don't mean to hurt anyone. But sometimes truth sucks. Just look at it. We are born, as Christopher Hitchens said, we are as shot from the uterus towards a barn door studded with rusty hooks and nails. And it's only a matter of time before we all go into the grave. And what matters, the only thing that matters, is what we do in the flight time towards this barn door with knives and hooks and stuff that kills us. And in the light of this, or that, or whatever you call it, I think it's very important to be honest. Because if you're not honest, you will never reach deep introspection. And if you don't reach deep introspection, you will never be really, really good at anything. Maybe sports, because that is more easy. But I think the best sports people are also quite intelligent, because it demands some intelligence to have the patience to become the best. But of course it's not as hard as if you have to use your brain and your introspection to see clearly, okay? So yeah. That was actually quite a nice sketch. Yeah, there was 21 minutes, and I think that could be it. And I will post this as a standalone video because of what I was talking about. Okay, see you next. So, here we are. And gonna do some more painting, even more painting, and yeah, just want to sketch the whole thing. Now I took a break because it was Saturday night last night, and I have my sweetheart over, so we just chilled and had some food and stuff. So I want to continue to sketch at Sunday evening, and I'll continue painting until I'm done. I am killing my... It's sad really to see how I treat my pencils. I'm losing so many pencils. This one too, you know. So stupid. Now this one. Anyway, I'm just gonna start. Where do I want to start? Maybe I'm gonna start where with the smaller details. Of course, I need to find a. This is one is gone. So yeah, okay. I'm just gonna put out the light. Put in some more light. Yeah. Just add some more light here. I can feel it's not dry, so I can just continue the sketching process today. Actually, this apple in the photo, it looks more like a plum than an apple. Which reminds me, I should actually climb over that fence tonight and pick up all the apples that have fallen to the ground, because it seems like the neighbors are not interested in them and they really taste good, so it would be sad to let them go to waste. I can't understand people who doesn't have this beautiful apple tree in their garden and they don't pick up the apples. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so am I going to do film the whole sketching process? Maybe. At least I'm gonna see how far I get. Then I'll make a different video also tonight, so and here we are. So there's a lot of stuff happening in this, and maybe the problem is I buy the same kind of pencil set over and over again, and if I for a while only work with smaller paintings, get a lot of big brushes. So what I need to do now is actually start painting on my bigger stuff, so I actually use them up. I have so many big paintings in the pipeline, so I have a lot of stuff to do. Catch up with. Yes. So you're just putting in the main color now. It's like I'm basically using red quite alone and just building up a main color. Then I will start. When I then do some shadow work here, I start to add in the French ultramarine again, and I break it down a little bit. Also with some orange in it, maybe, because it gives me the more this tartière or this secondary shadow type of color. The shadow here is in the blue because the red here is actually towards the orange. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but that's how it is, I think. So, you see what happens here. Yes, yes. And yeah. I have to work like crazy this week. Can't really throw away any time at all. Only paint. So I should cut down on my exercising regime this week or two weeks to focus all my energy into the paint. Yeah, doesn't look so bad. Quite cool with the shadows because I hung it up so it's kind of floating in thin air. I found it to be a little bit different than what I usually do. And why not do something different? So a little bit different for a while. Okay. Let's see now. Do something with the leaves. Yeah, get the leaves in better. That was not enough yellow. When you use photo, it becomes a little bit more limited in the color. That's no doubt about that. So you kind of just have to try to repeat what you see and not try to add anything. Try to keep it to what's there, so you don't make it even harder to see the colors. It's very typical to for some people to try to make things better. If you have a good still life or something, just stick with it and try to do the best you can. So now, okay, this. Then we have this one. Just go out here. And there's a little orange then. Cadmium yellow. Yeah. It's like good to have this as a underneath color anyway. So I can just add more later. Approximately here somewhere. Yeah. Just do some approximate stuff now, so I just go back in and move it and mold it and do different things. Maybe I should actually also get in all the background and stuff. I can use one of my bigger pencils. It's this one. Just getting some color into the background. And yeah, that's a good thing. Ah, that was very blue. Ooh. Need some cadmium orange. Bring it back up, or maybe even red or alsarin. This, yes, and there's a shadow behind there, very strong shadow. So what I do is I use my French ultramarine and alsarin to create that shadow like this. Now that's just the first shadow I paint, just for the sketching, you know, and then I will of course add in more texture in it and different colors. I just wanted to have it in there, so it's easier for me to see where I'm going. So okay. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I'm hungry or if I'm thirsty right now. Put something. I use my brain so much. I notice that when I paint, I burn so much fat that I become quite hungry. But also I've been drinking a lot of coffee and I was training very hard today, so it might actually just be that. And which time do we go? 15. Well, it turns out pretty well, actually. I'm starting to like it, you know. So. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So. So. Mm-hmm. Sketching is just amazing, you know. I notice that my brain is actually elsewhere, and it's actually thinking about the new Joker movie, and I'm wondering if I'm gonna make my first movie review, because it was a great movie and everybody are talking so badly about it, and it was really beautiful. And my girlfriend, who is actually not that easily seduced by emotion, start to cry, or not cry like loudly, but she got really touched, and she felt some tears actually, because of Phoenix's beautiful performance, where he changes personality between the Joker, or the shadow, if you want to call it that, or the splitting, because we are talking about splitting here. Thing that a person with severe BPD and trauma can do. And there is no doubt that this movie was just amazing, and we went into this movie. I actually downloaded from torrent, and I regret it, because I told him, let's go see it in the movies, but we thought, we got so many bad critics that fuck it, you just download it from torrent, you know, probably doesn't deserve to be seen if it's this bad, you know. And it was great, and now we just regret it. Actually, I wonder if I'm gonna just pick up some actually buy some tickets, and not go, but at least that I have paid for it, because it's a great movie. When it comes to all the bullshit movie they come out with, what? All the bullshit movies, I don't care, okay? But this one was an art piece, and it's sad that it shouldn't actually pay off, because it's really, really good. And I think I'm going to make a video on YouTube to my channel tonight. Sit down and just talk for a while and post it. Maybe I should do some other stuff on my channel, some movie reviews and things that maybe some more political stuff. I have another channel actually where I do that. I didn't want to mix the drinks, as I say, because I have a lot of political views that can fall quite hard for some people. You know, I support Israel. I kind of like Donald Trump. I'm not sure anymore because he doesn't. I'm not sure about his support to Ukraine, because we have to make Russia lose. So Putin is not Russia, but Putin lose that war, and he has to lose it as badly as clearly, at least as clearly as the Second World War. So he doesn't come back later and try the same thing. I mean, there are at least 1 million people killed now in this war, and that's 1 million brains, or it's 1 million universe brains. You know, we are the, as Carl Sagan said, we are the way for the universe to know itself. And in Ukraine now, consciousness is being killed every day for nothing, you know, for this arsehole's ambition, and it's so sad. So, and then Trump comes out and he has a friendly tone with Putin. It's like saying you have a friendly tone with Adolf Hitler during the Shoah, during the Second World War, and I know Donald Trump are using hyperbole, and it doesn't really necessarily mean what he's saying, but words actually matter. You can of course say I had a good relationship to Putin, and many others have said the same, including Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, which actually also got a lot of money from Russia to the foundation, this Clinton Foundation. So I mean, there's enough. There are European countries who still sells very important parts who is used to weapons, despite the sanctions, because they have the rule you can't sell anything finished, but you can sell the parts, and that's of course a way for the EU to circumvent the sanctions, because when it comes down to it, it's all about the money, and it's disgusting, you know. But if Trump doesn't want to support Ukraine, I'm no longer a Trump supporter. Okay, I'm Norwegian anyway. I'm not gonna, of course, I'm not gonna elect anyone in America, but yeah. Actually, I usually don't even bother electing anyone in Norway, because I just find the whole bunch of them to be a bunch of narcissistic asses who are just in politics because it's their personal vanity project, that I really don't like that. So, anyway, I don't feel obligated to vote for people I don't believe in, and they say, oh yeah, then you have no right to complain. Of course I do. I'm living in a democracy. I can complain however much I want. Nobody can tell me that I shouldn't complain. That is wrong with people. So, anyway, I'm going to take a small break and keep painting. 25 minutes actually. Okie dokie dokie. Here we are. Where did I put my back pencils. Yeah. Oh God. Maybe I can use this one anyway. Wasn't so bad. I just made the Joker review movie. I couldn't help myself. It's time that I get all this stuff out of my brain, because when I had some kind of fatigue after my stay in my involuntary meditation resort, and but I'm waking up now and I feel I'm getting the power back in a way. So yeah, I think it's time for me to do all the videos that I've been thinking about lately. Anyway, let's try to stick to painting in this one. I can make myself a lot of videos about life, existence, movies, thinking, Marcus Aurelius, Stoicism, the universe, why I'm an artist, why I'm an atheist. I can make standalone videos where I talk about topics. Some people like that. They told me, could you please make more? But, you know, my channel hasn't got that many views, so. But it doesn't really matter, does it? It's like painting. You don't have to become world famous and the best painter in the world. Just do it for you. Do it because you like it. Like everything else in life. You don't need any other reason to do anything. There's only one reason to do anything, and that is because you like it. You'll be dead soon anyway, okay? So just do something you like. And we know for a fact that short buzz doesn't lead to happiness. Using a bunch of money, just look at that rapper now that is caught with all his bottles. What is it, Diddy? Is that his name? Now, there you see it. Nihilism. Pure nihilism. Hedonism. And what did it lead to? What did it actually lead to? That he got his dipped again and again by prostitutes. There's not even real sex. He hired prostitutes. And people in his parties had sex with prostitutes. Okay? For what? For what? It's not even sex. No. It's not even real. No, do they have to pay for it and stop having it? Period. Full stop. It's totally pointless. Anyway, so I made this video about the Joker. Okay, movie. Now it's painting. You see, I just shaped this now. I saw it was wrong. Because there's supposed to be an opening here between those two leaves. So I just kind of, you see, I drag it so I don't actually mix them too much together. And then I just cover it and I can start moving it again. It's kind of a way to do it. Or I have to scrape it away and start all over again. and at this point it's really not necessary. And as I said many times before, the old home paint is just brilliant when it comes to shaping things and painting thick layers and stuff. So yeah, there too, yeah. Now there's a thin line here. Lights. There. It's very hard for me to stay on topic. Maybe I should just add in a paint and then add in voiceovers. I see people who do yoga videos do that. Then maybe it becomes a little bit more Ashmir. My girlfriend laughs when I say that. ASMR, or this kind of whispering thing. She thinks my videos sometimes is a little bit Ashmir, as I call it. She's so cute. She's the sweetest thing. Cute, funny, and a little bit crazy, but in a good way. She is not, she's kind of a little bit kind, like me, kind, but a little bit crazy. So, a little bit. And this is so funny, when I ask her about stuff, she becomes silent for a long time. Because she always have to think over things before she answers. Yeah, that's funny, because she actually takes that is a very good thing actually, that you ask people something and they take your question serious. They don't come with some chewed up kind of recycled thoughts. She actually thinks about it, you know, and that is so rare actually. And honest. So yeah, it's strange. She said once, it's a cliche, but she feels that she met her soulmate, and kind of feel the same thing. For real this time actually. I felt the same thing before, but it wasn't real. Because the person that said it wasn't really there. So it was just love bombing. But this isn't love bombing, it's real. And yeah, I've tested her in all kinds of ways actually, to see how she reacts, but I can't find anything bad. God damn, even my mother likes her. That's rare. An aura of kindness, not emptiness, but kindness. Anyway, there was also a digression. You see, now I got some green on, by coincidence, on my brush, and I just started to paint, and now I've got some green down there, but that is a good thing because the green is actually reflected in the glass plate here. Actually, it's on a glass plate. So, yeah. It's very good. Very good indeed. So, so what do you think? Tell me what you think in comments. It's fascinating to see when I sketch. I need to start doing sculpture, and I need to start drawing again. I really miss the feeling. That is so strange. I always do that. I always say it, I know, repeating myself ad nauseum. But the feeling, this beautiful feeling, it is basically making me younger. It's crazy because I can feel I'm getting my force back. So, and in fact, there was many years I couldn't really do much because I had so much pain, and then everything else turned to shit, and I couldn't really focus. I was always tired. But now I just feel the more I paint, the more awake I become, and it's just such a great feeling. You have to start doing some, I mean, if you are here watching me paint, I guess you are probably what should we say, painting already. I don't really see the reason to watch my videos. Anyway, people watch all kinds of stuff on YouTube, so I guess, who knows, maybe you do. And that was 14 minutes. And it soon goes out. No more blinks, there's no more, what do you say, electricity in the battery actually. So I'll just stop. If it stops, it stops. I actually only need 5 more minutes for 20 minutes. I try to make 20 minutes, but I can make a 15 minute too. It doesn't really matter. Kind of just adding more of the same now. the sketch is basically, the first sketch is basically finished. I want to mold it a little bit more, but then I will start doing some still lifes actually, some small ones from Natura Morte. This is then from photos, so it's a little bit different, but that's fine. It's fine. Yes. So yeah. Still going strong for some reason. Mold it a little bit here. You see that? I just put on more paint and just kind of move stuff around as I go along. And in the end, it becomes a painting. What seems like chaos in the beginning becomes kind of more and more where I want to go. Yeah. To this one also want to be higher up here, like this. Actually. And there's this one underneath. There's another one underneath here. This goes up here, and therefore this one goes more out there. So here I am, ready to do layer number 2. And before I do, I will do the first glaze and the first Retouching Varnish thing in it. As you can see, I always use the Retouch Varnish from Old Holland, I usually don't do any use any other varnish. I don't use Dharma varnish at the end. I usually don't put that on my paintings at all. I just add a couple of layers of Retouching varnish when I'm done with them after some time has gone. And yeah, that's what I do. Maybe I should try some Dharma varnish just to lock down the paintings. But anyway, it functions for me. Also, I'm not that classical painter. I'm more like an impressionist, so I don't know. I do not kind of make these very soft things, you know, who needs. I like texture and thick colors and stuff. But I'll look into it anyway. So I'm gonna dry for a little while and then I will put the glaze on. Okay, voila. So I'm gonna put on this my Retouch Varnish, no, not Retouch Varnish, but my glaze. And what I do is usual French ultramarine and Alsarin. I do like to do that, don't do that, which I've said a gazillion times. Now, when I do this, as I said also a gazillion times, is that the oils and this glaze is now kind of getting some of the shadows back and stuff, and it also now kind of being absorbed into the colors or into the textures, so that I can see the brushwork and also get some oil into the canvas, which means that it will also, when I now add color, I don't have to think about getting oil into it before I start painting. I already got the oil into it, so you can just start kind of adding in colors and it mixes with oils on the canvas now. It's a very good way to do it. I'm going to take away a little bit of it. So a way to do that, I saw it became a little bit too reddish down here. So I'll take away some. Just do like this. See here, this color. And also, usually I take my painting spoon, or maybe it's knife, depends which country you are. Scraping a little bit, getting some of the light out, and I'm going to let it kind of merge into and dry a little bit. Now my medium is 70% turp and 30% linseed oil. Cremor linseed oil something. It is Cremor linoleums Varnish. So it's just kind of a Cremor linseed oil varnish, they say. So probably a few things in it. You just have to Google it. But it actually make ordinary linseed oil, cooked linseed oil will also make it dry pretty fast. So yeah. So see ya. Okay, here we go. It's dried a little bit, so it's sticky, and which means that I can start holding again. Now I will start there and there. So I start with the light areas. That is the most natural thing to do. You see now, I will start with this here, and then just try to build out. Now I'm using the boar bristles, the pig bristles, and yeah. So there. And I will also do like this and like this, so you can actually now see how it pops out now. Kind of a very nice way to, because now the colors are just laying there, and also there's a shadow going down there. I don't even have to, now the shadow is there, so I basically don't even have to put in any color there, because I glazed over it, and it gets quite a natural shade there. Of course I will probably touch it up a little bit, but it can be done way more easily than you can actually imagine. It doesn't have to be so complicated all the time. Here too, you know, the bluish that I had in it now is laying behind there, and it creates that shadow. So now I can go in there and do more neons. Yeah. See now, just try to, no, you see I destroyed that a little bit. But then again, the highlights and stuff is things you basically are doing at the end of the process. So okay, so do some. It is cadmium, it is alzarin, and the blue, which I use the most. Also, I like to add in some cadmium orange, like here, because it also cadmium yellow, and trying to get some different colors into it. So this behind here is quite thick, so it gives this. It's basically, in a way, I'm doing the same thing as I did the first sketch. I just do it again on a different level. These are actually apples and not pears. So really enjoy this, you know, it's amazing. So I can put in some of the green. Now I use the Prussian blue, because that is the green of the green. And I mix it with cadmium lemon, and I get this extremely vivid color, which is like this, and it's almost like it has light in it, but of course light comes from not within, what from outside. But I like to actually paint my paintings so it actually feels like the light is coming out of the painting. What actually is true is that it is the colors who sends out quite vivid expression when light hits it, because I do my paintings in accordance to the color circle, or Goethe's and Ittens, and you know, color circles. So yeah. So So yeah, see now, just pops out like a Christmas tree. It's quite brilliant actually. I was thinking about because I went quite silent now, and I was thinking about Sissel Kobosta. She was my teacher in drawing school the first year, and she inspired me so much. And it's weird to think about so much time has gone. It's like 30 years ago. I haven't seen her in 30 years, and I still kind of it's almost like I have this idea that she is exactly the same. I don't know her age actually when to me, if she was 40 something, because she had a daughter that was like 20, she would be like 75 years old now or something. I have to ask her daughter. I think I have her daughter on my Facebook. I'll say hello. And there's also another person who inspired me deeply, a Norwegian artist called, a Polish artist called Krzysztof Nasilowski, who was and he died of cancer when he was 62. It's so sad because he was such a great artist. I mean, the peace and the unbelievable strength of his work and these deep, scary eyes. He even actually fooled around with. Now I was in a relationship with Matilda, a beautiful girl, very codependent and stuff, and back then I was a wild card and I was a total womanizer, and I couldn't really be in a relationship, so I kind of started to sabotage it, like almost like a narcissist actually, and like they are sabotaging things to push them away so they maybe find somebody else or something, because you don't have the gall to, or the you don't have the honesty or to break up with them when you get bored. And I got easily bored at that time because I was basically building my self-esteem on getting girls and having sex with many different girls. So when I started to kind of, I would say, almost discard, she actually fooled around with Krzysztof Nasilowski. He was a teacher in the art school, and he was also probably a womanizer. Matilda, her name was, a beautiful girl actually. It's like, she was really, really beautiful girl. Yeah, so, but I never held that against him in any way, you know. If you don't take care of your woman, you shouldn't, and if you treat them badly, you shouldn't be surprised if they go and get their attention elsewhere. So it's understandable, you know. And then she hooked up with another dude, you know, which went to art school with, and I was really, and she kind of, he became a drug addict, and she actually moved and went away to a designer school, and she got married and have a kid now or two, I don't know how many. But she was really good with sewing clothes and stuff, and she became the artist that you should be. She's designing clothes and stuff, I think. Really good, really. But, yeah. But Krzysztof Nasilovsky, one of the greats. I should see if I can actually find some of his art on the internet. I've been looking for it, but I can't really find good pictures. And it's so sad because he was such a great artist. I mean, he was the guy who made me, through some philosophical, we had this sit down for 14 days in a kind of a group thing where we were basically doing philosophy and psychology, and he told me in hindsight that because I was very naive and I believed that my personal beliefs were basically objective truth, like most religious people do, and he just looked at me with these deep, dangerous, almost like you were afraid of him, because he could see through you, like you were made of paper. And he was kind of intimidating in a artistic way. But he looked at me when I said, "Oh, there has to be a life after death," or "Oh, no." He just looked at me and said, "Existence exists, and that's that," he said. And because he thought I wasn't capable of understanding the difference between my personal beliefs and objective reality. So during this class, he actually managed to teach me or trigger that I suddenly understood the difference. And it was the beginning of my journey into philosophy. I wish I could have spoken with him today about these things, because it would have been such an advanced and deep conversation on a totally different level. But he's gone, you know, and that saddens me too. And I'm a little bit afraid of Cecil also dying before I can actually say thank you. She knows I've been talking about her in my videos and stuff, but I wish I could talk to her again. Because there's something with it, you know. She was brilliant. She was a good drawer. She was brilliant, but she had this husband who was not good and kept her down, probably basically a narcissist and stuff, and so she never lived up to her artistic potential, and it's so sad because she was a true artist, or is a true artist. Sorry, I shouldn't say was, because I guess she's still alive. But I think I basically need to meet her. I feel I need to meet her. Yeah, that's what I feel I want to do. It would be so sad if she died before I got to talk about her, got to meet her again. That would be sad. You know, I'm getting old. I'm getting old myself now. I'm 56. I I looked through my data and there was my 46-year-old party. It's so absurd. I'm gonna start a new YouTube channel now. I'm gonna post all the videos from parties and everything all the way back to, I started with a camera and mobile telephone all the way back in 2007 and stuff. I'm just gonna make a channel called My Life where I post everything, my journeys to United States, my everything. So just to, I don't know why, I want to have a channel where I really see myself age. And that is a strange thing now, because it starts to, you don't recognize it, but suddenly you start to experience the same thing as people who in film, you start to age, and then you say, wow, you know? Is that really 10 years ago? Is that really? And as an artist, the problem is that as an artist, you are using your own time as you wish, and you tend to forget about time. The most profound thing happened to me was when I went to jail for my stupid weapon hobby, which were a profound experience when it comes to the passing of time, because I felt every single day. And to be in that situation, you are kind of waiting for something, and you can see every day. But that is actually life. That is life. That is basically how life is. I am on death row. I just happen to be out in the free on death row. There's no difference between my death row and a person on death row, except from the fact that I have more Lebensraum. I can do more stuff while I'm waiting. I can be more distracted. But a person who is on death row in a prison for 20 bloody years, which is actually a crime against humanity in itself. I mean, even Ted Bundy wanted to live in the end, you know. I mean, you're isolated in a prison and you still want to live, and I couldn't really understand why that is. Anyway, maybe he was hoping for to get released someday, you know, you never know. Maybe there is something there that he was going to get himself declared insane, which he of course was. And that's another topic. I mean, what's the difference between being psychotic or if a person murders people for pleasure, he is basically mentally sick. I can't understand how anyone could say something else. Anyway, it's a long tirade. I'm taking a little break here. And yeah. So, the passing of time is weird. It's the things I think about when I paint. Anyway, that's all. Look better. So, here we are. I'm doing some more work, and I'm gonna continue to add in some more detail. It's kind of 7 in the morning, so it is soon time to wrap up. And see, I need some blue black and cobalt. So. Und so. So. I just want to try to add in a little bit more detail here. And then move on. So. Little shadow there. This is gonna be kind of, in the end it will be a little rough. I guess. See now. It's always coming into this stressful situation that I'm kind of haven't got enough time, and it's quite nauseating actually. That's how I am, in a nutshell, I guess. To round this a little bit. That's nice. That's a very nice effect here. And this leaf coming in here and all the way up there. Okay. So. Add in some sweet small details. Actually, we need some glasses now. Of course, I got some shit on them again. It's funny how these glasses tend to become so dirty all the time. So annoying. It's not so bad. It's almost like sometimes feel it's better before, when it's kept down on the sketch level. So in the beginning when I just added a few points of light. But that is it's very aesthetic, it's very beautiful, but it's so easy. It would be cheating. The difficulties doesn't appear until you go deeper, and that is also when it appears that you never seem to be able to finish anything, because there's no way to actually know when something is finished, and it can be frustrating, to be honest. It can be a challenge to never really know when to stop or when things is enough. But hey, welcome to my life. This one goes down like this. Let's see. Pencil. It's harder and harder to actually find a good pencil. It can be quite frustrating, to be honest. There I got one. I'm a man of few words today, as you may notice. So try to liven it up a little bit. Can be smart to actually go this way, down now, not this way, because it kind of makes, I'm following the wood, and then I can flatten it out a little bit, so yeah. So the difference in direction also creates more room. so on. And a little bit longer over there. And up like this. It's not totally right, but hey, it's better than nothing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, now it's starting to fall into place a little bit better. And we have that one there. I'm thinking out loud now, as you might see. Maybe that is hate this. Yeah, now I see it. This one's closer in like this. So, yeah. Yes. Very hard to get that darkness. So annoying. There's also one crossing right over there. Actually, I didn't see it until now. Just appeared out of thin air, like this. That's fine. It's needed like basically a layer more. And then a touch up. This one goes all the way up there. I'm trying to go deep now in neons, but it's actually quite difficult to get it all the way down where I want it to be. There's a lot of stuff happening here too. This one is actually totally wrong. that. And a little bit more like this, I think. Right here. So do I need to use my alizarin again? Now I think it just has to dry a little bit before I can add some more colors to it. So yeah, I think this will do for the second layer, and just need to let it dry a little bit. So yeah. I'm starting to see a lot of mistakes all over the place, and of course that is why I didn't. Now I can see the consequence of my own actions, because I didn't focus enough on the sketch. Now I wind up in the situation where I have to start changing stuff, and it's costly, you know. So it's bad. When you start doing mistakes, it can cost you a lot. What if I just say, well, no, I've turned impressionist now. I don't do so much details anymore because it's not interesting. I'm only interested in the brushwork now and blah. I could actually say stuff like that, you know. I know the artsy language. Are they hiding their mediocrity behind rhetoric? Yeah, they simply do. So what is actually the definition of madness? It's doing the same mistakes over and over and over again, isn't it? So, I'm in the frenzy now, I guess. Yeah. I can't possibly put on more now anyway. There's always also a shine down here, that leaf, which is quite nice. And there's some red here. Goes like this. Pull it out. So, it's very hard to tear myself away from it now because I'm in that frenzy. I just see more and more stuff here. Maybe I should actually do a voiceover. Because it's the way to go. Well, there's always a new layer. So, it can wait. Zoom, zoomy, doom, doomy, doom. Yeah. Yeah. This will do. For now. I think it was better in the beginning. Anyway, fuck it. Say that. So, some glazing, and then I will do my utmost to make this into a painting that can actually be sold as finished. And that's gonna take a toll. No, it's gonna be alright. I just have to focus more. I might have done maybe 2 painting sessions on this if I had the time, but I don't have the time. So, or maybe I do. I can do one now. I can do one tomorrow morning, because then it has kind of superficially dried. But I think I'm gonna manage to make this quite nice actually, as it is. I'm just gonna enhance things and work very slowly with it, and that way it can be easier to get it right. Okay, just put down a lot of color here now. Then I will just remove it. And I put on the retouche furnace before I did this, just as you know, and for you who follows my channel, you probably know what I'm talking about. I put on this. So that's retouche furnace from Old Holland. Before I put on this, and then the glaze get kind of dragged into the retouche furnace, and it becomes quite, what shall we say, it becomes sticky, and it's easier for me to put on new color. And also the good thing is that I can glaze colors basically into it. This was actually quite pretty. If I only enhanced a few things now, this would be a beautiful thing. And it's alright, but it's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to take and remove a little bit with some paper. Also, so remove some in the foreground here. I have this much blue. Also remove a little bit in the light areas here and here. So now you see it kind of pops out better. But the rest can be exactly as it is now, and it's kind of nice and painted, but I will go in and enhance different things and try to not go crazy with detail, but make it into a nice piece. Sometimes you can actually do some more sketchy stuff also. You don't have to go all the way in every single time. So yeah. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to just start and paint. And what I do now is, okay, you want me to go closer, maybe a little bit closer, like this. Yeah, I think that is good. So, of course, what I do now is I'm going to use this soft pencil just and do some this was very dirty glasses. I need some other glasses. Nah, I'll use that. Just have to push them a little bit. There's my paper. Yeah. Always touch the glasses too much. These glasses are actually quite good because they are quite big. So for close-up work like this, it's just perfect. There's no problem with glasses when I paint still lifes like this, because from photo, because I'm so close to it that everything has. But the problem becomes when I have a model or a still life that I do from Natura, because then it kind of changes the view. So okay, I can actually put on some cleaner color, just enhance it a little bit. Like this. Okay. See what I mean? And I have that must be so focused, this spot here. And the good thing about having to, because when I started out with it, I just worked on it very fast, as you see it in the beginning. I just sketch things and everything goes very fast. So here we are. Sorry, it kind of, I didn't have any more card space, so it turned off. No idea what I was talking about, but probably something. I think it was about how I need to focus my painting today, like not do any big mistakes and stuff. Now apples, that looks like plums. That's fine too, you know. I kind of like these pencils when I need to do this kind of work. Just put in some light in the right areas. So, and this is, that one is actually quite in dark, in the dark. So, just like there's, yes. Okay. Ooh. Okay. This will take some time. And since I am going deep into more flow states here, I will sometimes become very, very silent. You see, when you do work with these tiny neons, it is a different ball game. And here it's even worse because I can't really fail. But what a challenge that is. It's a beautiful challenge. There's red, different reds, different neons of red. Now I can actually actively keep the glaze. Spots here. There's a very big difference between the green there and the green here. So also maybe I can do that after the fact. I should work this way, so I don't work here and then go back here, because I tend to clutter it up. So it's better to kind of finish. Yeah. That's a mistake I many times do, and because I work very fast. And if I do work here, so I always work that way. If you're left-handed, maybe you work that way. I'm both-handed actually. I can write with both my hands and stuff. So that's quite fun. But maybe I should go closer. What do you think? Do you think I'm gonna go closer? Maybe I'm gonna do some segments, more detailed work later. What I really need to do is just to get all the lines blurred and stuff like that, and the rest will be fine. The good thing here is that it's photo, so I can actually go back and work more on them later, if I want to. Now, these apples are very red. Very wet. see here, I have to be very careful with what I do. So yes. Okay, maybe I should clean up there a little bit. I use this one. Okay, nice to clean up a little bit behind there. And get this to come alive a little bit more. Some more. Yeah, that's more like it. It's grey. No, it isn't. It's not grey, it's kind of earthy. Earthy. Now you see how the glaze kind of just moves into it. It's very nice. That shadow is way too hard, so I'm gonna give it a little bit more softness and address. It's very important. So like this and this. Softness, yeah. There's a little bit more reddish, a little bit more alzarin here, a little bit more white, nuance it a little bit. It's funny how the brain, like my girlfriend told me, she was so impressed. She told me how fast I was working with these paintings, and as I say, it's just because I've been doing it for so long that I have a tendency to, or I can actually foresee the future and kind of know approximately how brushstrokes will manifest in a few layers into the future, so it's easier to see. Also, you learn how to kind of not necessarily paint everything, paint every detail, but to choose and add brushwork that actually are quite simple, like here now, like this. And you don't want it to be basically a line, you want it to be something with some, give an impression that there is something behind there. Then I put on this to indicate that light comes in here and boom, hits that side there. And as you can see here, there's much more happening there. I don't need to do everything, but I can actually add in some of these more fluent things. So it kind of creates this. That's a little bit too much. Then I go in and I enhance this again, side here. So now suddenly it starts to actually feel like there is something in that. That is in a way a trauma happened there in the wood. Okay, and that creates some more. And I know there's a little bit more reddish in this and this, or a little more alcyon in it and blue. So then I just differentiate these two surfaces a little bit, and voila, it's more soft, it's more, feels more natural, and yeah. And you can start doing a little bit of nuance, add a brush stroke, cheat a little bit, you know. Add things that are not there. All things you can do like this, and yeah, go like this. No, something. Now that competes with this one, so that is not necessarily good. It's too white. And that is when it could be good to do all these things, and then you just put a glaze over it and you kind of push it down. Even when I was teaching me to draw with pencil when I was in jail, I learned how to make all the details and then use scravure over the whole thing after that with a lighter or harder pencil, and that way it looked like all the details was actually behind, or they got this more blurry quality, so what was in the front actually came more out. Of course, there are many things I could do here. I could add in all these small cracks and everything, and if I had more time I probably would. But you know, you can also choose, because if you do too many things and they are too clear, they can start to compete with the main object. So yeah. One. Yes. Go this way and this way again, and here. Small blue there, deeper. A little bit more. Here actually the blue black is quite nice because it has some blue in it, which kind of helps to keep it down. It's not dirty, like I feel that ivory black is more dirty, it's more like earthy, and it doesn't necessarily be the best. You see, I've done some mistakes when it comes to drawing that, you know, but you know, I'm not perfect. And when you do things from without tracing, without any, and you only use your eyes, will happen, and you just have to live with it, you know. It's like you can't control everything. Start moving the shit around now is not smart anyway. And yeah. The line behind here is a little bit higher up. There's that light coming in from the side here. And it continues on this side. I need to push this a little bit more down. This is becoming an Ashmere. I'm going to say Ashmere because I know my girlfriend is going to listen to this video and she's going to laugh when I say Ashmere. ASMR, you know, this whispering thing. She told me that in the kind of my videos are a little bit meditational whisper thing. I'll take it as a compliment. So maybe I should do that. From now on I'm going to talk like this very, very gently. So people with Asperger's syndrome can actually relax and just, it's like yoga. You know, there's this girl I use when I do yoga. Don't remember her name right now, but she's beautiful. It's body, but she's good at yoga. If she had just beautiful and had a nice body, I wouldn't bother. But she's also good with the yoga. And she is talking like this. You beautiful people. Hope you had a good flow, you beautiful people. Oh, you people are so it's probably a raving narcissist. And basically doing yoga in a tanga. And but you know, she's good at what she's doing, so it's cool. Maybe I should actually post a link to her on one of her videos, since I'm talking about it. She's good. She deserves actually to get followed, and she's really good at yoga. So, but she talks like that. Oh, now beautiful people, do a cat cow. Okay. So yeah, maybe I should talk more like this when I talk about the universe and the laws of nature, and I say, well, my textures, you know, my textures, I have to work on it until it reminds me of a piece of driftwood and stuff, which I say again and again and again in my videos. You know, learn some physics. Honestly, learn some physics. Become a realist. Become... I want to say, oh, now this one is way too low. And this one should be way higher. There's so many mistakes here. But I can't really change that now because I don't have the time. And I notice now that I probably painted this motif a little bit bigger than it was in the photo, and that is by maybe compensated with doing stuff. But then I just have to, you know, work around it, make it a little, and it's maybe a little bit too big also, so I can actually do like this and this, and suddenly this one is a little bit too high. This one can go deeper down. And maybe voila, It wasn't so bad after all. Huh? No, it wasn't so bad. Yeah. Yeah. So do you think I should make ASMR Ashmir? Ashmir videos? Whispering videos? Where I whisper? Oh, you lovely people, I'm so happy that you're helping me build my ego. No, just kidding. Actually, I love, as I said many times before, if you have seen my videos, I love consciousness. I was hearing George Carlin, we are a virus, this notion many people have when they say, oh, we are just a virus, when we die out, everything on the planet will become great and blah blah blah, And that is so sad, because they're missing out on something extremely important, which is without humans here, there wouldn't be anyone seeing the beauty. The birds doesn't see the beauty of a sunset or sunrise. They just start singing because it's light and now it's time to eat and time to, do our deeds for our long-time survival or genetic survival. Human beings are the only being on the planet, and I say this with certainty, that has deep introspection. And when you understand this, when you really, really understand this, the value of every human being, every child, no matter if it's your enemy or if it's you or your parents or whatever, what you see is that every human being lost to ideology or to disease or death or whatever, even old people dying is a tragedy, because they have a brain which has accumulated knowledge over so much time, and then they lose their brain, they lose their capability of thinking. I look at Biden now, he used to be so fast, and so if you look at old videos of him, older videos, you don't have to go that far back either actually. And it's such tragedy, you see he's losing his mind basically. That is what happens to you when you get Alzheimer's or something like that. You actually lose your bloody mind. You're losing your personality. The personality dies with your brain. And as one said, and then when you die, first you get Alzheimer's and you can't remember shit. And you don't know who you are. You don't know who anybody else is. And then you die and suddenly you can remember Fido and your grandparents in heaven. For some reason you get everything that was lost in the seas back. For no reason, it's so ridiculous. But anyway, that is why prolonging our lives, that is why war, death, famine, all these things are so tragic. Every single time you lose a human being, you waste an island of consciousness. You're wasting consciousness, the most important thing in the universe. You're wasting it. So That is very sad. It's really sad, I think. See, now I'm actually getting this. Now, I feel so relaxed now because I kind of found out how I was going to finish this. I just decided how I was going to paint it to get the most out of it, and it seems to work. Don't overdo it, don't overkill. It will be a little bit limited in neons and colors and stuff, but I think it will be quite nice. It looks like a plum, and I just have to live with that. No, it's not a plum, it's an apple. Anyway, I'm going to continue painting, and next segment I will go closer and show you what I do. Yay. Actually, now you see it's a little bit wrong. Paint it up. So I just have to do it again. So, here we go. Here we go again. Ta-la-la. Okay. So. There's a line here of light which is actually totally brilliant. A line of light that comes like this. And it's so brilliant, you know, it's like it's God sent. So there we are, and God sent. I'm an atheist. An anti-theist. And I eat meat. Well, so we're back to. Okay, I'm gonna add in. I've been doing more all around here now, and I will try to. Everything take more time than I think. Right now I'm kind of just running after myself because I have at least 2 more paintings to finish tonight. So kind of getting a little bit nervous. Am I going to make this seriously? And I'm going to be so wet when I deliver them. I must not touch the paintings. Down here. the shadows. This one is actually in the shadow, so I did a mistake there. I made it bright, but it's not bright. It's actually totally in the shadow here. So this is going to be totally toned down. And like this. Yeah, it actually works, doesn't it? Seems to work pretty well. And then put in some reddish here and some white with some blue in it on the side here, and I create a pretty good impression of that stilk, as it's called in Norway. So what I will do is, of course, I will work around it. Use the background to get this to, I need to enhance it a little bit. Here, get some more light in the background, like this. And around this one too, like this. So, I think this has to be one of the last segments. It stopped again because I didn't have any more card space. Seems to be a problem these days. I want to just do some like this. Go over it here. This shadow is more rounded in a way. So kind of like this. Yeah. Like this, yes. Keep it down a little bit. Like this. Cross over. It's very blue here, but that's good, I think. Phase 2. So much happening here, really. Let's see now. Lift it up a little bit. Okay. So then I will strategically go in and add some details in this. Oh, I need a pencil. There's a pencil. Do this strategically now. Be calm, be focused, get it into the right spot, and like this, and voila, because there's a kind of a thing there, you have that vein coming down. It is kind of a vein, really. It is basically the veins of trees. You know, trees have veins too. People don't know that. Most people, anyway. So when you see that, it's like the same structure as when you look at the bodies of human beings. It's basically the same thing. That is weird, you know. But everything in nature, the veins here would actually remind you of how water flows in rivers. So everything is connected. I'm not going to go that deep into detail to kind of paint every vein in this leaf, but you know, give it some texture, some structure, some contrast, just make it more organic without going crazy, you know. Okay. So, it's a sweet little detail. Can create some dynamic. There are some of them here too. Just like this. That is how I create some more dynamic things here. See if I can. Yeah, it's very dark in there. But I need a little spot of light right there. Drag it out. Like this. So. And of course, there's this, like this, yes. Hard to see where things end and begin, but it's gonna be cool, cool. So, yeah, that's good. So, you know, I just keep seeing new things all the time, so it's quite frustrating actually. So it is that thing to know where to stop, which has always been a problem for me. It's very hard for me to know when. And suddenly you go over into the photorealistic realm and you can't really stop, because then you have to go all the way, and it's quite difficult actually to decide, okay, enough is enough. So I am going to take some of my flower photos and go just apeshit photorealistic. But that is not now. So okay, and then I will have to have this. Yes. First. Yes. Mm-hmm. Like this, yes. Do the same thing there as I did on the other side. Kind of go in. Now this is way slimmer. And it's actually a little bit more light just here. And there's this. And there's this. And there is some reddish in there too. No, not like that. Like this. Like this. So a little bit on this side. Now maybe they look too much like each other. I'll go here. Yes. Okay, I just need some points of light. And this one. This one. The human brain is so cool. saw. Isn't that nice? That little detail here, which is actually not that correct compared to the photo, but I need to have some, I just take some freedoms, and yeah, it's not that I'm happy to do it better, but you know, just a little bit, have a little bit fun with the shapes and stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. Now I should do what I told you not to do in the beginning, and that is actually kind of working there and then messing up. This one. Then it was this one, which is going to be a little bit difficult. This. And there's actually light coming through this. So I have to kind of paint it brighter on that side and then tone it down on the other side. Okay. Yeah, and there's this, like this, and there's this one. Voila. There. I want it to be a little bit more potent in the color. And down like this, and voila. So, like this, just to make it vanish. Voila. So, I think this is pretty good as far as I'm concerned. Just do a little bit more, and then I will move on to the next painting of the day. Add a little bit contrast here. so. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe that is fine, actually. Just get this also. So. Oh, I'm going into detail now. I just can't help myself. This is when you don't really know when to stop. And yeah, stop. You get that voice in your head who says, stop, it's enough. Stop. Please stop. Just let it be a little rough. Be content. Yeah, I think this is good enough. Okay, almost like this. And I think I'll tone it a little bit up there, maybe. A little bit in the background, tone it a little bit here. Like this, and then that shadow will be much deeper. Like this. So it kind of brings in a little bit more oomph to it. Well, I'll just move on to the next painting now. And I am going to bring it out again later, just to look at it. So. And also I'm going to sign them. But I will do that in a few hours. So. Just let it glide. So, welcome to the end of the video. Here you can see the result. It came out pretty nice. Not photorealism, but I went into thick with the brushwork and did the best I could with the time I had. So yeah, it came out pretty nice. Okay, if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs up. Also, check out my Patreon or buy me a coffee if you want to support my channel. So with this, hope to see you in my next video. Okay, here you can see some of the brushwork up close. It's quite expressionist. It's not so much detail. It's more like a quicker figurative painting, and I think it turned out pretty well. Now, as I said, give a thumbs up, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and if you want to support me, you find a link to Patreon and buy me a coffee in description.